Hey, are you looking for a Facebook ads audience that is cost effective, is going to explode your lead volume, and is going to be one that you can run to for a very long time because there's millions upon millions upon millions of people in it? Well, I'm about to reveal you an option that you might not have tried up to this point. What's up everybody, Alvaro here from Alvaro Barrios Digital, and today I want to reveal a hidden targeting option that you may not be aware of. Now, it's not actually hidden or anything like that, but most people actually don't know this or aren't aware of it or are just too afraid to try it. And so there aren't a lot of people doing this. So that's what I'm going to be breaking down today. And so what I'm talking about right now is a BANT audience. BANT simply stands for broad audience, no targeting. So that's exactly right. No targeting inside of your ad set. I know that sounds a little bit counterintuitive, but let me tell you why this works in certain scenarios. And actually, before I even get into that, like I said right there, it only works in certain scenarios. There are no guarantees inside of Facebook. So even though this is something that I have found a lot of great success with several clients, it doesn't ultimately work for everyone. It comes down to testing. There's no universal truths inside of Facebook. So give it a try, but I'm gonna give you a couple parameters before you even give it an attempt. So if you are interested in testing out a broad audience, no targeting audience or a BANT, there's a couple things that have to happen first. First and foremost, you need to have been running Facebook ads for a good while. If you're just starting today or you started last month or whatever it is, your pixel just won't have enough data built into it to make this test worthwhile. The data that you feed the algorithm is going to reuse that information for any type of targeting that you do in the future. So that's number one. Number two, you already need to be getting lots of conversions on each and every single week, right? So I don't know if there's a specific number that you want to be hitting, but you for sure want to be getting over 100 conversions already before you give this a try. Because again, that conversion data is then going to feed into the pixel, and then the pixel is going to use that when you run your BANT audience. And then in terms of total ad spend, right, I would say you need to be spending probably at least close to $1,000 a week, if not more. Right? If you're spending, only a couple $100s, let's say $300 a week, again, this probably will not work. So those are a couple parameters that you need to be aware of. It's also going to depend on your cost per conversion, right? Because you might be in a situation where you're spending $5,000 a week, but you're in an ultra competitive market, and so your cost per conversion is super high, and so therefore you're not getting at least 100 conversions a week, which does happen, right? Some industries, they have $50 conversion or cost per leads, and so they need to spend, astronomically more to get 100 leads per week. But if you're in a situation where you have relatively low lead costs and you're getting about 100 conversions a week and you're spending close to $1,000 a week, then a BANT audience is definitely something that you can give a try. So let's go ahead and dive into Ads Manager and see what that looks like. So here we are. Here's a campaign that I'm running for a client. We've got 3 different audiences, 2 lookalikes, and then here we have our BANT. So as you can see here, I'm gonna go ahead and scroll down, and I got my exclusions, right? I don't want people who have already bought or have already registered for the webinar to be part of that. So you do still do inclusions, but when we get down to the targeting, all I have selected here is, people living in the United States, ages 35 to 60, and they're women. So there are some parameters, right, you do have to put in there. It's not everyone in their every single age range, right? If your demographic is very specific in terms of who actually buys from you, go ahead and modify that demographic right here. But as you can see, right, there's nothing inside of detailed targeting, and there's nothing inside of the custom audiences right here. So I'm giving the algorithm full control to get in front of anyone who falls within these very wide parameters. So the reason this works is because with this client, we're already spending a ton of money. We've been spending a lot of money, over $1,000 for well over a year now. We're getting almost 300 leads per week. Sometimes we do hit that mark. So lots of data being fed into the pixel. So the reason this works is because the pixel then takes all that data and then utilizes it inside of the campaign itself. It's like, okay, cool. I'm gonna use this conversion data, and I'm just gonna have free will and go find other people within these very wide parameters that might convert as well. And so that's why it works. And if we get rid of the exclusions right here, you'll actually see that this is a huge audience, right? About 55 million people, 47 to 55 million people. That means that we can run this audience possibly forever and ever, right? Where it's very unlikely we're going to get to a point where we need to update the audience, because our frequency is always going to be nice and low. Even if I go back to last 30 days, right, frequency is 1.53 with an audience size of 47 to 55 million. It's always going to have the opportunity to get in front of new people. So this is something that we can run for an extremely long time. As long as the lead cost is good and as long as the purchases are coming in, there's no reason why we should ever stop using this audience right here. All right, and there you have it. So that is the breakdown of a band. So go ahead and give that a try if you meet the parameters we talked about at the beginning of the video. If you are not at that point, don't give this a try, because I can promise you that it's not going to work out well for you and your wallet. So let me know if you have any questions about the band's audience. And if you do try this and find success, let me know in the comments below. I love it when people test out the things I talk about in this video and find success. So keep me posted on your progress. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time.